I'm sure.
Here she has because Cowboy is off their fighting losing streak.
Yes. Oh God. When you say it like that, it's just like, oh, my Cowboy. No, Cowboy.
Hey, it's okay because there's no more guns in the valley. It was a good competitive fight. You can't be mad at the outcome. You just gotta be accepting of the journey.
Dude, it literally felt like the end of Logan.
That's why I made that reference.
Bye, Shane.
Cross into the X.
I feel like I'm gonna fucking bury Donald Cerrone and just put Cowboy hat on the grave.
You put the open up Budweiser and pour it out.
I mean, dude, like, here's the thing, dude. That fight was so competitive. And I think that genuinely, obviously it was a split decision. And it genuinely could have gone either way. And I will say this, I don't care what you say, that eye poke mattered. It mattered so much. And it's not just because of the initial confusion. You know, immediately after it happened, when Donald was like, like screaming, you could hear him screaming, and the ref, who's usually a really good ref, just didn't see this one eye poke in this one fight. You know, just shit happens, and there were those immediate blows that happened afterwards. You know, that's typical for usually any time a situation like that happens. You know, a bad call happens, the ref didn't see a call or something like that, and something ends up happening, and you know the guy gets fucked up for a little bit because he doesn't defend himself right away because he thinks the ref is going to stop the fight, but the ref didn't stop it. What I'm specifically referencing are all the times after that in the third round where Donald Cerrone literally would get hit with something because he can't see out of his eye. You know, I'm talking head kicks, I'm talking hooks, I'm talking these crazy upper, I'm talking the kind of shit that normally, throughout the beginning of the fight, he was doing really well against. But because he's got literally one eye to work with, he's getting pieced up with all these moves and shit that, in my opinion, at the end of the day, put Anthony Pettis over the edge because of something illegal and because of a bad move. And
they laughed about it after.
Do what?
They laughed about it after.
Yeah, they definitely laughed about it. I mean, it was really funny to me personally when Anthony Pettis was like, dude, there's no way, you know? And then Donald was like, he was like, just watch. He goes, just watch. And then it happens, and Anthony Pettis is just like, yo, man, special effects be crazy these days, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what they're doing over there in the booth, but that is some CG. You can totally, that is a Superman mustache, upper lip finger that just went into your eye. That is not real. He couldn't believe it. He just couldn't believe it. And the ref couldn't believe it either, because the ref is sitting there telling Donald, it was a punch. It was a punch. Keep defending yourself. Bull fucking shit. It wasn't. That was a full five-finger fillet slapped right into his goddamn cornea.
Do you want to hear something that you might not like?
What?
Maybe. I'm not saying he should, or that he has to. Maybe Cowboy goes over to Bellator.
Yo! Donald Cerrone would slap ass in Bellator. That's
what I'm saying! Imagine Cerrone, that red and white belt with the B on it, around his waist.
Oh my god! Yo, he could be a champion! Oh my goodness.
Or, even, he could go win a mill over at, the PSL.
Yeah,
he loves doing the, like, 4 fights within, like, a few months of each other, a few weeks of each other. That's what they do at the tournament, and then it's over.
Yeah. You
don't have to keep doing it for every year. You just win the mill, go over to the championship ranch, go over to Bellator, do whatever you want, dude. Teach Little Danger more about motorcycle riding.
Exactly.
And chewing tobacco.
The world is your oyster, man.
Be the legend of Cowboy.
Ugh.
Wherever you may ride.
Exactly. Go out. Be free. You know, don't worry about these banditos. And you know what's crazy, dude, is that we sit here and people are gonna be like, oh my god, Cowboy should retire, all this, that, and the other. First of all, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Whether or not he should retire, I think is more dependent on how old you are and how much damage you're really taking, and not necessarily. I mean, obviously, if you're on a 7-fight losing streak, or I mean, if he loses his next fight, you might open my eyes a little bit to a retirement fight. But like,
I want him to retire. I just don't think that he is at the same level as everybody at the top of the heap anymore.
I definitely think that as the years go by, more and more, I don't think it has anything to do with his own personal age. I just think it has to do with the fact that during Donald Cerrone's like prime, like his prime, he was part of a wave of fighters, and I feel like we talk about this at least every other podcast, that there's a wave of fighters in terms of like evolution, like how mixed martial arts has evolved. And Donald Cerrone was part of this group of this generation of fighters that fought a certain way, that are a certain way, and then fast forward, and then you've got Donald Cerrone going up against a lot of guys nowadays, and he's just not really able to keep up. He's not really able to do what he needs to do. And truthfully, if we're honest with ourselves here, Donald Cerrone has been on losing streaks before. Donald Cerrone has typically been on, he's had some crazy win streaks, and he has had some significant losses throughout his career. Obviously losing every championship fight he's ever had is pretty significant. But in the year 2017, pretty much the entire year of 2017, he was on a 3-fight losing streak. And then he followed that up with a win, followed up with a loss, went on a 3-fight winning streak, and now currently he is on his longest losing streak he's ever been on. And that's significant, but there is evidence that we can take from the past and say to ourselves, well, maybe if he gets one more fight, maybe he'll win. The problem here that I want to coagulate on is that the fights that Donald Cerrone loses are fights against like really elite guys. I'm talking like elite guys. And the people he wins against, at least the people he's been winning against in the past year or so, the past 2 years, I should say, they were kind of middle tier guys. And Donald Cerrone is a top 10 guy. I feel like Donald Cerrone will always be a top 10 guy. But he fights some of these middle tier guys, he wins, and then every time he has that chance to step up to that higher echelon of power and success, he stumbles. And so the real question here, that I guess this whole rambling spiel I'm going on is going to be wrapped up to, is, will Donald Cerrone reach that point in his career where he can keep up with these really elite guys? Because, I mean, he's beaten Matt Brown, he's beaten Benson Henderson, he's beaten Ali Quinta, he's beaten guys that at some point in their careers were really, really elite guys. Edson Barboza, Eddie Alvarez. He's beaten some legit opponents in his time and in his day. But the question is, can he do it now when he really needs it?